coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst newsroom here in Colombo, Sri Lanka. This is your prime time news bulletin. A very good evening. I'm Sharon Silva.
And I'm Nicola D'Souza. Let's start off with a look at tonight's headlines.
The headlines on Newsfirst at 9.
The budget of the Uttar Pradesh Sabha passed after the second round of voting. Deputy Chairman charges that the budget was passed forcibly. Over 10,000 individuals granted appointments in the health sector. Australia regains the Ashes.
Newsfirst at 9.
The 2014 budget of the Uttar Pradesh Sabha was approved following the second round of voting held today.
However, the Deputy Chairman of the Pradesh Sabha charges that 4 individuals, including himself, were not allowed to enter the Pradesh Sabha premises and that the budget was passed forcibly.
The second round of voting for the 2014 budget of the Uttar Pradesh Sabha was held today. The budget was earlier defeated in the first round of voting. A group that gathered opposite the Pradesh Sabha engaged in a demonstration in support of the chairman of the Pradesh Sabha. The demonstrators did not allow the deputy chairman and 2 other members of the Pradesh Sabha to enter the premises to cast their votes. The deputy chairman then proceeded to engage in a sit-in opposite the Pradesh Sabha and demand that he be let in.
You say he is good, but we say he does not let us serve our villagers. This is a sad situation. Since we have seen this before, we went before the Watala Magistrate Court. The court ordered that police protection be provided to us. Our democratic rights have been violated before our very eyes. There is no law. The police are not taking any steps. They are just waiting. We do not have the right to vote. We are public representatives. We should have this right. We came here at 8 a.m. The chairman had entered the premises at 7:30 a.m. and locked all the gates.
After taking into consideration the protests of the Pradesh Sabha members, the police attempted to intervene and take the members inside the Pradesh Sabha.
The police is attempting to take us inside in an unsafe manner and allow us the opportunity to cast our vote against this budget. However, they pay no heed when we are assaulted. The police is adopting a perfidious policy.
When the initial attempt of the police proved unsuccessful, they called for additional officers and attempted to take the members inside the Pradesh Sabha once again. However, this proved futile as the entrance to the Pradesh Sabha remained locked. Ruling party members of the Pradesh Sabha who were already inside the premises came out after casting their vote in the second round of voting for the 2014 budget.
There were no padlocks anywhere.
However, the chairman made a contradictory statement soon afterwards.
We padlocked the entrance so that the crowds won't be able to come inside. If around 2,000 people came inside and something happened, then I would be responsible for it.
The chairman reiterated that he did not in any way attempt to stop the Pradeshia Sabha members from entering the premises.
We did not stop the 3 members of our party. They witnessed the crowds and went away. How did the members of the opposition enter the premises? All 7 of them were present. We are against this. We will not accept this budget. This was passed through force and in a dictatorial way. We could not enter. There were thugs and the gates were sealed shut. The members of the ruling party had entered and they had begun proceedings. We were able to enter somehow. They attempted to conclude the session by 9:40, but we protested. The ruling party members left. The thugs came in thereafter and attempted to chase us away, but we remained in the premises. The group then returned with the chairman and the vote was held at around 10 a.m. If a democratic vote was held today, then the budget of the Wattala Pradeshia Sabha would have been defeated.
8 votes were cast in favour of the budget, while 7 votes were cast against the 2014 budget of the Wattala Pradeshia Sabha.
The topic of local government budgets being defeated continuously was focused on during the cabinet media briefing held today.
There are around 200 local government institutions. This has taken place only in 3% of them. The media is portraying it to be budget defeats in all local government bodies. This is the general notion. Only 8 have been reported. All others have been passed in the second round of voting. So when you consider the numbers, it's only 3%. However, this is also an issue. They have been summoned for a meeting at 3 p.m. The General Secretary of the party.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa says that the golden era of the free health service has dawned.
The President made this statement during a function held at the Sukutadasa Indoor Stadium today.
Letters of appointment to various fields in the health sector were handed over today under the auspices of President Mahinda Rajapaksa. 6,500 individuals were enrolled into the nurses training program, while 1,900 nurses who completed their training also received letters of appointment. Meanwhile, 2,000 individuals were issued letters enrolling them for training as level 14 paramedical officers and positions supplementary to medicine officers. According to the Ministry of Health, this is the first occasion on which such a large number of appointment letters were presented at a single event.
Whether or not a medical service of good quality can be delivered, rest is in the hands of doctors, nurses, paramedics, officials supplementary to medicine and the minor staff. We will provide the necessary resources and take the necessary management and administrative steps. The formulation of policies and their execution will be done by the ministry. It is the duty of the professionals to ensure high standards. I believe that this is the golden era of the free health service. I calculated the amount that we'll need to spend to pay the salaries of the individuals who received appointment letters. We require 170 million rupees monthly. I need to find this amount from the treasury before the 20th of this month in order to pay these salaries. Trade union leaders should keep this in mind. We will bear this weight. We will never accept it if we can't. Your service is more important than the salaries that we pay. That is why we have been able to stay ahead in health indicators in the Asian region.
Madhu Madhava Aravinda resigned from his position as a UPFA member of the Colombo Municipal Council.
Addressing a media briefing held following his resignation, he stated that he would contest for the upcoming Western Provincial Council election. Madhu Madhava Aravinda made a special statement when the budget of the Colombo Municipal Council was presented.
If you have money, if you can print posters and put them on every wall, if you give alcohol, if you send your own garland ahead of time, and if you buy firecrackers for meetings that you will receive votes, we want to go against this trend. We want to send a clear message.
After making the special statement, he handed over his letter of resignation to Mayor A.J.M. Muzamil. Addressing a media briefing thereafter, Madhumadava Aravinda noted that he would commence a new political journey from the Gampaha district.
I stood alone when contesting within this alliance. I am not asking the people of this country to vote for me. Vote for good people. If you want good people to rule, they will come forward. Else, if you want them to remain in their houses, they will do so.
Political analysts point out that the Leadership Council of the United National Party has been established in a manner which contradicts the proposals of the United Bhikkhu Front.
They point out that the leader of the United National Party has not implemented the 8 proposals that were presented by the United Bhikkhu Front.
On the 15th of October 2013, the United Bhikkhu Front presented 8 proposals to the leadership of the United National Party. A document containing these 8 proposals were presented to Ranil Wickramasinghe, bearing the signature of Venerable Girambe Anandathero. Subsequent to presenting these 8 proposals, Venerable Girambe Anandathero expressed these views to the media. He arrived here and accepted the proposals that the United Bhikkhu Front had prepared for the future activities of the party. Later, the United Bhikkhu Front presented a document to Karuja Surya and Sajit Premadasa in Kurunegala over the composition of the Leadership Council. Sajit Premadasa, Karuja Surya and Venerable Girambe Anandathero placed their signatures on this document. Ranil Wickramasinghe established the Leadership Council as per his own wishes. By establishing this Leadership Council, Ranil Wickramasinghe had violated the 8 proposals that were presented by the United Bhikkhu Front and the agreement that was reached in Kurunegala. According to point number 7 in the document of proposals, it is the United Bhikkhu Front that can make nominations for the Leadership Council. The 4th point of the agreement reads that the Leadership Council needs to be vested with the same powers of the leader of the party. The leadership has directly violated the agreement that was reached with the Mahasangha over appointing members to the Leadership Council. This is the Leadership Council that Ranil Wickramasinghe had appointed by violating all the aforementioned agreements. Political analysts raise questions whether a leader who suffered 23 election defeats and his leadership council be able to win elections. They point out that UNP activists need to think of their children and act on the day of the United National Party convention on the 21st of this month. Ranil Wickramasinghe, who had no connections with the Mahasangha, is attempting to work with the monks to revive the UNP.